Hi, so this is actually your block writer. Block writer is actually the machine that sits between the suspect's hard drive, and it's forensically move those data into your backup external drive, for example. So this TX1 Tableau or write blocker is actually a friendly machine that you can use with the touch of your screen, because it has a screen over here. So when we put this one up through the power, it will actually turn on, and then we can use the touch screen to instruct the instructions. So actually this TX1 or Tableau actually has two sides of connection. So one is for the source, this one is for the source. This is on your left side of the machine. So on your left side you can see that all these connections are available. So you have, for example, the USB. If your suspect's data that you acquired from your suspect was stored in a USB, then you can, for example, connect your source or your suspect's flash drive, or any connection that you can use USB to collect the information from your suspect. You can use this side of the machine. And also you can also be available to use a connection that is firewire, or it can be a SATA, for example, so, or a drive power connections, for example, that you can use to power your suspect's drive into this machine. So the drive power, it's actually refer to this cable. I'll show you this cable. It's actually referred to this cable. So these connections here, they can actually go into this one to this one, and this drive power to this one. So drive power, it means that it transmit power from this machine to your suspect's external drive, for example. So it will give you the power, so that this side of the wire will enable you to transmit the information. So this connection here, it's this connection here, this red, it's actually can be saved from here. So once it's saved from here, it actually the connection that will translate your data into your write blocker or your TX1 hard drive. So as you can see, this machine is actually on your left, which is this side of my hand. That's where the source destination, the source suspect's drive will be plugged in. And once you plug this information in, I'll show you an example of how we plug this one in. If this one, for example, is a external drive that we acquired from a suspect's computer, or this is a desktop computer anyway, and also this is a laptop hard drive, and also this is a Apple's hard drive, the very thin model laptop. So in all of these 3 external drives, the system can be able to extract information out of them. So if we look at this laptop, for example, it has a this is the laptop hard drive. So if we assume that this is the suspect's hard drive, then we can able to connect it from here. Now, mind you, this TX Tableau, it comes with a lot of connections which you can able to use to extract data from your suspect's hard drive. So whatever form of your external hard drive that can be extracted from your suspect, it can be connected. So I've put a link there so that you can access to this Tableau TX1 with its accessories. So there are a lot of accessories that actually accompanied with this Tableau. So let's get back to this suspect's hard drive. So this is the connection that's also part of the accessories that you purchase with this TX1 or TX1 Tableau. You can connect it. First, you have to ensure that you put the connection right. So here you have, at least there is a long bar here and a short bar here. And then if you look at this one, you ensure that the short bar will enter from this side. So if you connect it here, connect it like this, yeah, so this is it. So the suspect's hard drive is now connected to the to this connection, and so we can able to connect it to the TX1 or to the write blocker. So if you look at this connection, so it's actually this one for the power. It can go in here, ensure that there is a click, and as well for this one, it's connected here. So as you can see, this is already connected. So once this already connected, then you can be able to connect the drive or the destination file that will store the information that will be extracted from this one. So basically, your left side of the machine is actually where you plug in the source or the suspect's external drive. And then if we go to the right of the machine, you have similar connections here. It can be USB, for example, or it can be SATA as well, or SAS, external drive. So depending on the destination source, if you are using, for example, external drive that will have an USB, so if, for example, if we forensically extract the data from this flash drive, so this laptop external drive, we can be able to if we thinking of saving this suspect's drive into this external drive, but this external drive is can be connected with the USB, and so this USB can be connected to this part of the machine, this one here. So if you can see that if we connect this thing like this, so the suspect's drive will go in here, will go into the machine, and it will be fed into the storage or the destination source. So we can say this is your source. All source enter from the side of the machine, and also on the other side is the destination where you save. So it depends. You can also use other external drive like this to actually save from the other side. So that's basically the way this machine is actually behaving, or it's functioning. And as you can see, we have been talking about that this is the right side, which is the source of your which is the destination, stores the destination connected to your destination files, and this is where the suspect's source that will be transferred in. Here you have external drive, USB connections. Now this machine will read anything from here as not part of the entire process. So it means that if you connect anything from here, it will not be part of this. So for example, if you're connecting flash drive, for example, and it contains an update software for this machine, for example, it will not affect the extraction or forensic imaging, as they call it, forensic imaging between the source as well as the destination. And then on the other side, if we check from this side, this one, as you can see, this is just power cable, so we can use the power cable to connect this one from here. And also, if you can see here, this is the internet cable. So the Ethernet cable is actually when you want to hook this machine into a network, for example, and then you can able to pick, or you can able to move information from within a network where there is probably, for example, you want to go into a network and forensically extract information from a suspect who is actually online within an organization. So you can pick it from here, connect it through the internet cable, and also store your information from the destination file, where if you connect your USB external drive or with a USB connection, for example. So actually I've explained this machine, so it's kind of clear on when you look at it generally, and with its overview, you can tell that this is the simplicity of this machine for those who are interested in forensically extract data from suspects. Now, depending on your acquisition of this machine, which the supplier, you can purchase it through me, or the supplier put a link in this presentation. So this machine, this TX1, actually it depends on your acquisition. So some including myself, I chose to buy one layer that will be attached to this machine. So this layer is this one here is actually can sit under this machine here. So when we actually put in suspects drive from the side, or the source from the side of the machine, then here is another connections where we can put in our destination drive into this side. So you can put in, slip in your destination backup into here, and then you will ask the system through your friendly user-friendly system here to tell that you want the extraction to be saved into this one. So it depends. So actually it can sit on it, so we'll try to make them seem attached to each other here, just like this, and then yeah, that's it. So it's actually been connected. So actually I have been explaining explaining that this machine, we can extract data from here. And also, if this one is connected on the other side, then it can, this hardware will forensically extract the same copy of this suspect's laptop data into this one. Then we can use this one to this backup external drive to forensically do our data analysis on the suspects. So if we plug in this power, it's easy from the bike. If we plug in this, then this is the actually the turn on, the on and off button. So if we can click this one on, so it's actually it's not turning on. It's not turning on. So as you can see, this is the default home page of this TX1 Tableau. So here it actually show us the duplicate. This is where I touch here, and this is the logical. Let's go close and see. This is the logical, and also this is the verify, and beside verify is hash, and also you can browse. As I said, you can able to do browse when you want to extract information based on the connection that you will connect this machine to the internet, and also if you want to do restore. So this Tableau, it contains these six menu in its home page. So if we go down a bit on the end, it says the source. Sorry. So it says at the bottom of the screen you can see the source and the destination. So this is actually still, we are still in the home page. So if you look at the source, it actually refers to this side of the machine, the side of the machine. So if we happen to plug this one, the suspects, into the machine, then the source will actually indicate 1 instead of 0 over there. And so when we connected this destination backup for us to do the analysis on the suspect's hard drive, this destination file will actually be moved to 1. But then if you connect an additional destination, assuming that you want to connect, if we want to connect another destination file so that we can keep one as a reserve in our storage, and then we use the other one, we can also connect it. So if we connect it over here, it will detect 2, for example. 2. So the destination there will turn into 2 if we connect 2 destination file. However, you can also plug in here. You can plug in here. If we plug in the 2 suspects file, if we plug in here 2 suspect file, the source file here will actually turn into 2. It will count 2. So when we are dealing with more than one for source, for source as well as the destination, we have to be very careful on the way we wanted the information to save on the destination file. So this point has to be, I think it needs to be taken into account. The other one, understanding that when there is the home page is what I've just explained with these six menus here. In the home page, you can also view, you can also see jobs. Now, if you look at jobs, it actually refers to the amount of jobs that's actually currently on. But because we have not forensically extracted any data as yet, so the job here is actually 0. And that is something that we need to understand here when looking at this windows from this angle or this perspective. However, if you look at like this is your overview, if you go down to the menu, if you click in onto this one, this one here, if you click on it, okay, if you click on it, it will give you other forms of information. So for example, it will give you another menu. So for example, after clicking onto it, it will give you the home. So if you press home there, it will actually take you back to where I was just finished explaining. And also if you press logs, it's actually referred to login details. If you look at the third one, which is the system settings. System settings, it's actually important for those people who actually started the machine for the first time. You need to go to it. If you press the system, it will give you various information, including the dates. Forensic analysis, it's very, very important that you set your date and your timing right. For example, if you look at the timing, there it's 2:43 p.m. It's actually, I said it already. So you have to put it at the right date and at the right time. So if you go to settings, it's actually it gives you the opportunity to set the date there. So like as we are now currently analyzing an information on the 29 June, and the time is 2:44 p.m. So it gives you the type of information that you actually really need to do or to set this system setting. So including the language you probably would adopt into your analysis. So after setting it, it's very important, because this timing and the date will go along with your other information. For example, your affidavit and your chain of command, for example. These are information that need to be collaborated, and they need to have the same timing. For example, so if you say the system is 2:45, it actually shows some logic information to the way the chain of command, which I've covered chain of command in another presentation. So this information, the dates and the timing, they are all to be consistent, particularly in a jurisdiction that you are working on. So also, when there is a need that you want to set a factory setting, remember there is a factory setting there. So if you press this one at any time which you want to do a new setting, you can be able to do it at the time, because of the need of resetting this tableau. So if we If we go back and press it, system setting, it will take us back to the home page. And then if we press this one again, this one, this one. If we press this one again, we call it drop down menu. If we press on drop down menu, it will give us other information. So network settings here. Sorry, we've finished discussing system setting. So now we are in the network settings. So if you look at network setting, it comes back to the way you wanted to extract information in organization that's live on in an internet. So here you can be able to do that instruction. You can also lock your system. So lock your system here. I have not yet locked my system, but you can also click lock system there, which can give you the opportunity to set your password, which means that when you do a forensic work in your client's organization, where you can be able to leave the machine alone, this machine you can put it into a password. And once it's password protected, no one will able to log in, will be able to tamper it while you're probably working on other information in a client or in an organization, for example. So this login system enables you to put the password. So I think let's click, I wanted to click the lock system, and then we can see what's actually so here. So after you click in the lock system, this is the lock system. After you click in the lock system, it will allow you to input your password. So that's basically that. So we can go back to scroll back to home page by clicking X or clicking the home button. So yeah, so all right, so in the home page, once we want to forensically, if we want to forensically acquire this external laptop drive from the suspects, now assuming that we really wanted to remove 100% of this laptop, this system refers it duplicate. Duplicate means you actually, like the word itself, it's self-explanatory. Duplicate means removing, extracting the same copy here into your source on the other side. So when we click on the duplicate, it actually duplicate the same data here into your destination file. That's what it means by duplicate. Now, logical is when, for example, if we want to extract this data here, if we want to extract this data here, not 100%, we want to target the suspect's crime. So, for example, if the suspect is caught to be sex predator, for example, we can go to logical, press logical here, and then once we press logical there, we can put in shades or interested words into these information that will be acquired. So for example, we put in word like pornographic, or this one is sex predator, so we probably go 15 years of age, girls or boys. You know, the type of suspects interest, the type of crime that the suspects were caught in. So these are the things that we need to put in inside this thing, or like, for example, pornographic pictures. the word pawn, the word sex, and all these things. If this flash drive is coming out from, is extracted from a suspect that is related to sex predator, or if, for example, the suspect, this flash drive is suspect related to procurement fraud, related to tax fraud, related to money laundering, crime. So, you know, whatever the suspect's crime that's been suspected or alleged to be involved in, that's when we actually input the interested words of the suspect. If it's money laundering in a particular country, in a particular geography, for example, we can put in the interested words, you know, company and whoever in the network. We can name these people in the network, and then we can able to go into the logic. Then we insert these interested words, and once we interested these interested words, the forensic extracted file will not be 100% of this suspect's drive. It will actually be specific on the keywords of the suspects that you entered into the logical. Verify is when you actually, like this case, we forensically finish this this work, and then we probably end up with prosecuting somebody. So at the time of our data extraction, we actually have hash calculation. Hash calculations are documented in our chain of custody as well as our expert reports. So based on this information, you can verify it in 5 or 10 or 15 years, you know, when a case was will be reopened, and then, you know, people want to verify, or a new forensic accountant or forensic scientist have been asked to look at this data. So verify will be able to access this information again in 15-20 years time. Then you verify with the hash that's been calculated at the time of prosecution, for example. Hash here, this one, hash here is actually when the work of this extraction is done, the system will automatically calculate the hash. The hash is actually, as you can learn, is the unique number that's allocated to the capacity of this. And if this capacity has been moved into this destination file from this source hard drive, it will therefore, this system will allocate a unique hash number. That hash number means that this is the hash number related to the capacity here, and this is the same hash number here, which basically means that if the law enforcement agencies or a managing organization changes something within this, so that it can be able to use whatever it changes into this destination or this analysis for the purpose of prosecuting the suspects, that means we are actually feeding our information to make the crime more nicer, so that we can prosecute, or so that we can target or we can witch hunt somebody. When we actually change the data, the hash number actually changes. So when the hash number actually changes, when that changes, it actually remove all the integrity of all this data. So it means that whatever this one is holding at its initial stage at the time of our recording in our chain of custody, that hash remains to be so. And so if this one changes at the end of or at a time, 20 or 15 years time, when the case is going to be revisited, if it's going to be, then the verification and the hash calculation will be recalculated or will be verified. And once these two did not match, the whole information will be rubbish by the judiciary, and that's done. So that is why this system able us to do the duplicate and the logical, as well as the allow us to do the verification. Browse, it refers to us analyzing a network through the internet, and restore is when you wanted to restore the system. So if we give it a go for now, let's plug in this external drive. Okay, we are going to plug it. The suspects, assuming this is suspect. Remember, every step has to be okay. Yeah, this is the one. So this is the suspect's drive, which we are now connecting it. Yeah. Sorry, I'll do the connection. So that's it. I've just finished connecting this flash drive. This suspect's hard drive into this Tableau or TX1 Tableau or the block writer, and then it will move into this destination backup file. So as I said, our analysis or our forensic analysis, it depends on the need of our investigation. So let's in this we are going to do the duplicate. We are going to use this information to do the we are going to use this lesson to do the duplication. So I will just if we type in the duplication, it will give us this examine this investigation details. So if we go and click job titles, it will give us this information. So I will just fill in this information before we can be able to do this start our duplication. So under duplicate, I click on examiner's name. I put in my name, then I put in the case ID. Remember, all your cases have different IDs, and also the note there. Put a note. There's a note. I say this examination is for a sex predator and procurement crime suspect, for example. So if we click on the source, it will give us the detail of the source. Remember, the source is the site, the detail of the source, and as well if we click on the destination file, it will give us the information on the destination file. So some common settings. Let's go in. I just click in there. We just go and look at the common settings. So it ensures that common settings, it has this hash details. Hash details is the one I've just finished explaining. So we go to, let's go to image before we finish. So if we go to image there, it depends on the system, but I want us to go to use E01 instead of EX01. These are all various forensic formatting, but we can choose DD, we can also choose DMG, but these systems, this format will also depend on the softwares that we are going to do the analysis on. So we will be covering autopsy software to do this data analysis, which is part of our presentation in this practice. So we will take on E01 format, and it will also be taken care by the autopsy. I think from here, these are the basic information that we need to enter along with this duplicate. Again, if it's logic, we'll put in numerous type of search words, but we chose to have the example of duplicate. So after we put in the information that we really wanted to put inside, and we can now press start duplication. So when we start duplication, the system will forensically move this external suspect's external into this destination file, which we will be using for our analysis. And also, if you want to put on another drive here, for example, so that we can take one drive and put it in our storage for future references, we can also plug in there. So for now, we're going to press in this start duplication. So yep, that's it. So when we press start duplication, it will take us from 0% to 100%. So this forensic analysis, it will take us 2 hours, estimated 2 hours and 33 minutes, so 2.5 hours. And the overall rate of copying is also stated there. It says 106 megabytes per second. So it moves this information into this by that speed. So for our information as well, this also can be captured, this data here. So while we finish pressing this duplication, it will also give us the details of this case. For example, the examiner's name here and the case ID, as well as the notes. So we've put in an example that the suspect is a sex predator, as well as involved in procurement crime as a suspect. And also our hash there, we agree that the hash calculation will be in the form of SH-A1 as well as the MEDIF format. And also it can be verifiable. File type, it will be E01. So and also this model of the TX1 that is used to duplicate this information is also captured here. So once again, when this 0% is going 1, 2, 3 up to 100%, this 100% will finish with this system automatically help us with the calculation of the hash. So the hash calculation will be also calculated. So we can also capture the hash calculation for our documentation purposes.